Hey there, CJ Math students. Welcome to Homework 1.11, Unit 1 Test Prep. It's a practice homework. Calculators are okay. It's due tomorrow. Please make sure you show all work and be ready for your test tomorrow. So it says write the following decimals as a percent. Remember, this is just simply swoop from the decimal two times right. Okay. You can always double check this with your calculator. So for instance, from 0.24, once, twice right, it'd be 24%. From 0.08, once, twice right, it would be 8%. 0.12, once, twice right, that would be 12%. 0.8, once, twice, empty space, right, that would be 80%. Notice how that's different than 8%, right? And then once, twice right, 3%. Okay, when you get to some of the more complicated ones, like 14 or 19, again, it's always just from the decimal, and it's only two times. So it doesn't matter if there's another number left over, that's 43.2%. Right? From the decimal, not in front of it, once, twice, that's 734.3%. That makes sense, right? Because I had 7 holes, so therefore I should have a pretty large percent. All right. In the next part, it says express each as a fraction, decimal, and percent. What part of the object below is shaded. So it would be helpful to count everything. So this is 3 by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 3 by 8 means that this is out of 24. So your fraction is going to be out of 24. And then how many are shaded? It's 3 by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 6 times 3 is 18 24ths. And then obviously you have to simplify that. So you've got a calculator. Obviously you can go ahead and use that to simplify it. If you divide both by 6, you get your answer of 3/4. So just make sure everything is simplified. The decimal then is obviously 0.75 and the percentage is 75%. All right. I'm going to do 22. So out of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, the fraction is going to be out of 5. 2/5, that means 2 are shaded out of the 5. You can't simplify that. We know that is 0.4 and 40%. All right, feeling a little generous, so I'll help you out with 24 as well. 1, 2, 3, 4 across. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is a 4 by 5, or it's out of 20. So your fraction's out of 20. And how many are shaded? It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 are shaded. And then again, you got to make sure to simplify that. So again, you got a calculator. You can use it if you want to. Or you can say, hey, I know how to divide by 4 on both of these, right? In doing so, that gets you 3/5. And once you have 3/5, you can say, okay, 0.6 and 60%. All right. Explain how you can tell which of the 4 objects is more than 60% shaded using mental math. So of these 4 objects, 21, 22, 23, and 24, which one is more than 60% shaded? Obviously, we kind of already figured out, but explain how you could tell me kind of using mental math. All right, backside, we just got some multiple choice questions. So I'm going to do this one here. You're going to make sure you want to show some work. So we're going to draw a line to the equivalent either fraction or percentage from the decimal. So 0.3 is 1, 2, so that is 3%. So I'm looking for 3%. There it is, and I match it up. Notice how I've showed work. Okay, 4.23, 1, 2, that is 423%. I'm looking for 423%, and so therefore it matches up right there. 8.25%. I'm going to change that to a decimal. 1, 2, backwards, right? Back to left, 0.0825. And that matches up right there. 1/8, I know, is 0.125. So that matches up right there. 60%, again, from the end of the number, if there is no decimal, that means that's 0.60 or 0.6. So that matches up right there. 0.375, 1, 2, that means that's 37.5%. Which, oh, wait a second, there is no 37.5%. Maybe I should take this percent and change it to a fraction. So I'm smart enough, I got a calculator, or I can do the decimal to the fraction. Oh, that gives me 3/8, okay. That means that's right there. And 9/12. Oh man, 9/12, that's not even simplified. That's right, I got a calculator, 9/12, hit enter. That gives me 3/4, hit the convert button. Oh, that gives me 0.75. I know that's 0.75 is 75%, okay. Very easy. All right. It says the pie chart below represents the favorite pets of 40 students in Mr. Smith's class. Answer the following questions. So what fraction of Mr. Smith's class said their favorite pet was a rodent? Rodent is 20%, so as a fraction, that's 20 over 100, aka 1/5. All right. What fraction of Mr. Smith's class said their favorite pet is a cat or a dog? So that's cats and dogs together, so 25 and 35 over 100. And 25 and 35 together gives you 60 over 100. And we know that to be 3/5, right? So 3/5 of the class said they liked cats or dogs. There are 40 students in Mr. Smith's class. How many said that they liked reptiles? So 20%, or 20 over 100, or again 1/5 like reptiles. But that doesn't tell us how many students. So what's 20% of 40? All right. Basically, we're just doing 40 times 20%. And so how many students is that? That's 8 students. All right. Sorry, can't spell. Great. The other questions that you need to worry about, number 33. If 100% is this, if 50% is this, what is 25% of the circle? You're going to draw your circle that's left over. 34. If you got 28 out of 35 questions right, what's your percent on that? Go ahead and figure that out. And then directions using the choices given in the answer bank. Write the value that would complete the list to be greatest to smallest. Right? So again, I would convert all these to percent. So for instance, if this is 45%, this is 30%, then what can fit in between 45 and 30%? Obviously, 28 doesn't work. This is 28%, right? That doesn't work. This is 4%. That doesn't work. 90% doesn't work. 15% doesn't work. 70% doesn't work. 40% does work. So 2/5 would go right there. All right. This is obviously 22%, and that's already 7%. All right. So you'll figure out the rest, and call me if you have questions. Good luck studying for tomorrow's tests.